Let's look at some evil warriors from the Masters of the Universe Origins line, because we're going to open up Trapjaw, Wave 2 figure. Talk about the character and just the design of the figure itself. Where am I getting all these unpunched cards? Oh, shoot. So all the Wave 2 figures will have the same comic with Orko, Man-E-Faces, and all that. There's no figure of evil knife-wielding Orko. Go figure. Alright, so Trapjaw is one of the characters on the Point and Dread book I always used to look at as a kid and dream of. Same black cannon and legs. So there's another one off the main checklist here. Arm piece actually is articulated at an elbow kind of joint there, so you can kind of move it, aim it. The belt is its own piece that can come off. Of course, it does have these two holster pieces, very limited space inside there to put something. So he does have unique arm molds and legs, not really much shared there. The mouth does move. Pretty small joint there, just kind of a black, supposed to be the darkness of his mouth, but it just kind of ends there strangely. But you can't have him kind of open-mouthed or closed-mouth appearance. Main thing I really notice is they went with the black eyes with the green pupils, and I think the original figure kind of had green eyes with a black pupil. I think that would have matched more me going for the cartoon also, that he just had normal kind of the white eyes with the black pupil dot inside, so I'm not sure why they went with this invert, other than the old way it was just kind of the green of his face was the same as his eyes, just one black pupil put inside. So this way is unique, but I'm not sure if it's of a particular look of Trapjaw in the history of things, because it's not the cartoon and it's not the kind of art rendering either. He just has black pupiled eyes here with his eyebrows, which is another thing, there's no eyebrows. The original had big, huge, angry eyebrows. These, you can kind of see they would be very thick if you painted them, and then there's not really an ending. It's not like molded individual eyebrows. So this is a pretty big departure for his face of what he looks like from the original figure. Trapjaw, just like Battle Cat, is from the Big Jim, kind of big G.I. Joe style doll line from Mattel, and Beastman's whip, his design is based on a character they were going to release. Kind of had the similar jaw and robot arm kind of characterization going on, but of course even that character and like Trapjaw himself probably based off of the 007 henchman Jaws, not the shark. It's actually in 2 Bond movies. Definitely a kind of ode to that character, the big robo mouth. Rawr. The robot arm's just a bonus. But let's look at his accessory pack here. That'll be his 3 weapons. Claw, which does not move, but has a clip for his belt. The old hook, kind of his standard hand. And the laser, which again doesn't actually shoot anything or have any moving part, but it also has a clip. Not sure if the original had clips on every weapon, but these clips, and these are very small things to hook them there, but they do go in there. It's a very soft plastic for the belt, so you can at least always keep his extra accessories on him so you don't lose them. They just slap right in there, don't seem to lock, but he does have plenty of range to kind of pose him using whatever the attachment would be. Of course, you can twist that around as well, because it is fairly, it's tight, but it's a little soft where you can do the twisting and all that. It's the hook, you can swap. I'll say you gotta be a little careful there. You can kind of break off those hooks if you kind of rough them in there too much. It's soft plastic, but it's a very tight fit. Here's just the claw hand, kind of similar to the hook. Not much difference there. Laser that he would use a lot in the cartoon. I am kind of collecting these off of just characters that appeared in the cartoon. Is kind of my theme I'm going with my collection, but you will notice that the black machine arm and legs, and in the cartoon they were red. Actually had red kind of leg, and all of his weapony arms were actually red. So I do kind of like the dark, kind of unique, but it's definitely not cartoon accurate by any means. I think they probably recolored that for the cartoon just to be, don't have like kind of the black guns and things like that look maybe too realistic like this, but apparently it's okay with the toys, but not on the cartoon. I guess it doesn't actually shoot anything, so you're just kind of pretending. This would be the scope on the top. You're looking for the right way to put it, I would imagine. So Trapjaw is definitely a classic main roster villain for Skeletor in the show and all the other things with Masters of the Universe. I really like his color combo of the red, green, blue. Always liked that combo, and then obviously if this was more like cartoon-like, that there'd be more of the red, which would probably look just fine. Another checklist off of my booklet, so he's a big one to get. So there underneath the belt part of the same kind of piece as, you know, He-Man and practically every other male character. He just doesn't have the belt part painted, and it's just all red because he's supposed to be wearing this. They didn't bother to color his other belt piece green because they have the green belt piece separately. You can tell he's bad because there's a skull on his belt. Not sure why this little kind of mechanical piece didn't get a green paint app on it. Again, I feel like this line is kind of like, what exactly are the decisions? Because you're not being 100% faithful to the original one, because you have new heads for Skeletor, Trapjaw, even He-Man has a brand new head in this line. You're not doing exact paint apps, because here you got inverted eyes. He-Man has some different colored pieces, that like his cuffs and things and his boots that he didn't have in the original. I don't know how they're making the decision about things like the inverted eye or no eyebrows and things like that. I'm not sure what's driving the decision. I would have thought they were trying to lean a little more towards the cartoon, like with Man-at-Arms getting the mustache, but then you have Trapjaw here that has no modifications to lean him towards the cartoon, just towards, well, I don't know what. I don't know where he has this dark and evil-eyed look. It looks fitting, but it's not representing anything that he's in that I know of between the original toy line and the cartoon. Still gonna fit for me for what I'm displaying here, kind of half representing the show that I always watched and half representing, you know, the fact that I never got to have any of those original figures when I was growing up. It was just a toy line that wasn't available in stores anymore by the time I was very into it watching reruns on TV. And yes, I did get a string to honor the old commercial with him swinging in just for my amusement as well. Since I never got to play with the original ones, then I'm gonna slide Trapjaw in. Whoa, look how he's swinging in. Wow, wow. Real smooth. Okay. That is quite the feature to it was kind of funny watching whoever does the Mattel kind of advertising, like pictures and things. They did they knew he was on the string, but they did him like this in their picture with the hook. He was coming on the string, and it was like, you realize the string thing was the head piece, right? Like they kind of forgot that was the, they did include that. I mean, I'm surprised that they didn't just make it a solid thing or just didn't have it on there, but he's got the kind of hole in his head that you can kind of do the old string zip line kind of play with him. That would actually be a really cool way to pose him if you kind of set up that string, hang it up, and have him kind of swinging in, you know, probably shooting his blaster. I don't know if a hook or a claw is going to be particularly effective off a zip line, but that might be a way we display him here. As I get more of these and I start building my display, I might get to cut in some, you know, display shots eventually, but still kind of cleaning up and getting ready for my displays of these. But big time villain there. Not too many left on the old checklist of originals, but I'll be collecting a lot more than just what's on that. And you can see them all here, because I open them all here and add them to the playlist that you can find. And I open up all my other collectibles here. So get subscribed, and I will see you in the next video.